the school is more than just producing physicians. Well, we certainly need physicians. It's more than just the synergy producing allied health professions, the nurses and the pharmacists and the other people that flow from a medical school operation. It's about changing the economic engine that we have here in this region. We've been reliant on construction and real estate, certainly ever since I've been here. I can remember when there were no houses on these hills around here. It was just dirt. We need to move beyond that construction and real estate-based economy, not to replace it, but to augment it. And one of the ways we can do it, and it won't be tomorrow, it won't be 10 days from tomorrow, it probably won't even be 2 or 3 years from tomorrow, but one of the ways we can do it is to utilize this medical school and all that comes with it to create a medical biotech center here with research and development, with manufacturing, and with all that flows from it. Travel down to San Diego. Now, San Diego is a different environment than we have in inland Southern California, but check out the area around University of California, San Diego, UCSD. Check out the area around Davis, developing less rapidly. Go down to Irvine, check out the area around the UC campus down there, and you will find, to a greater or lesser extent, health-related, biotech-related research and development, and it's going to be transformative. And it's going to impact each and every one of us, whether you're a service provider, whether you're an entrepreneur, whether you're in solo practice, whether you're a dentist or a physician or whatever, it will impact you greatly. So, I'm working on that issue. Medical school is a top priority. Because of my background, I obviously have a vital interest in veterans as well. And we have a lot of military families in this area. We have a lot of veterans in this area. We're going to have many more veterans in this area as the military and the Department of Defense goes through this gut-wrenching budget reduction that they're going through now. And they've canceled, as you probably know, if you have folks in the military or you read the military publications, they have cut and canceled everything. As they draw down personnel, which is the easiest way to make a cut in the Department of Defense, and I know that because I've seen plenty of that, they're going to be shipping people out. And as they ship people out, these veterans are going to hit our local communities. And we need to make sure in California that we are prepared for that. The vets that are separating from active duty today have a right to a job. They deserve a job. And we have an obligation to them to make sure that they have the right kind of job that matches up with their skill set. So I've asked my team to go out to other states and to take a look at best practices in other states, including Texas and some other states of the Union, to see who's doing it better than we currently are doing it, because I'm confident somebody is. Find those best practices, bring them back to the state of California, and see if we can import them here and put them to work, and to make sure that we provide a direct connection between the vets separating from active duty and the job that matches that veteran's skill set. Because if you think about a young Marine separating from the Marine Corps at Camp Pendleton, they make them sit through, I don't know how long it is these days, maybe 3 days of, I think they call it PAPS training, but anyway, it's transition training. At the end of the training, what happens? Do they show the Marine the gate? So the Marine walks out the gate, and then what happens? Is there anybody to meet the Marine and take the Marine, talk to the Marine about what the Marine wants to do? Now the former Marine, what the Marine wants to do, what the skill set is, and to make sure that that Marine gets to the job that that Marine wants to do and is capable of doing. We need to make sure that that connection fits. The unemployment rate in inland Southern California is among the highest, certainly in the state, maybe number 2 to the Central Valley. We're going to need to take a look at ways to incentivize business to come in here. I know your council and I'm sure local government, certainly the county, is looking to create incentive packages to try to get business to come here. I think the medical school is certainly going to help that. We need to try to jumpstart construction. Some of the things that are being proposed with respect to affordable housing in Sacramento, creating money, now that redevelopment's gone away, money to continue affordable housing programs. We'll create some construction opportunities and some opportunities for construction jobs. We're going to continue to push for transportation infrastructure improvements. See Eric here. So as we do that, that will also create additional opportunities for jobs. But we need to look, I think we need to look for industries that we haven't looked to before, and I think that's biotech. We need to make sure that we have skilled workers to do those sorts of jobs, and that's where our K through 12 and community college programs come in as well. On those points, one of the things I've learned in this CEQA conversation is it sort of depends on which side of the project you're on. You either like CEQA or you don't like CEQA. But I will say this. I'm interested in protecting the environment. When I came here in June of '78, and some of you were here, I'm sure, before that, but I can remember the air. I remember trying to wash my car, and then the air was yellow. And that's the air we had then. And we don't have that today, certainly as much, if at all. So I think the environmental laws that are on the books have done the job that was intended when they were passed for the most part. What I personally am bothered by in the CEQA area is where CEQA is used for non-environmental reasons. To block a project where the environmental concerns have already been fully addressed, and there's no question about whether they've been fully addressed or not. I'm concerned that at some point in time, if that continues, there may be an uprising in the electorate, and we will lose CEQA altogether. And I think there are some valid reasons for having CEQA. There are some protections that it does provide. I am all for streamlining. The Paris Metrolink extension is a perfect example from my perspective. Not that I'm an expert on it, but it seems to me it's taken an awfully long time to get that thing going, and it still isn't launched yet. We need to move CEQA issues along. We need to provide people the opportunity to raise environmental concerns. We need to fully address those environmental concerns. And once those environmental concerns are fully addressed, then we need to move the project along. And we ought to do it just like everything else we ought to be doing in state government. We ought to be doing it as efficiently and effectively and rapidly as possible. That's my perspective. I committed when I went to Sacramento. Senator Michael Rubio, who's no longer there, was a champion for CEQA streamlining or modernization or whatever you call it. I don't know what he intended because he never got the details fleshed out before he left to do other things. I know what I intend. Efficient, effective, rapid, while fully addressing the environmental concerns. Yes,